Hello there again. It's Matt Heggelund, Product Manager for MPOWR Envision. Back here with another monthly release video, this time for December. What we're going to be talking about today is some enhancements again to the calendar view we saw in the Work Center last month, and a few other things that we'll get to after we cover that. So let's go ahead and dive right in here. So up across the top, I'm going to click into my Work Center. And what the first thing you're going to notice here is last month we had a monthly view. Now I have a weekly view. And over here on the right, the week view is going to be the default. If your preference is the monthly view, just go ahead and change that to month. And when you do that, what I'm going to check out here is if I go back to my dashboard and then go back into the Work Center, now it remembers my monthly preference. So as I go back and forth there, whatever I had the calendar view on, it's going to remember that. And next time you go back into the Work Center, it's going to default to that monthly or weekly preference. So as we go over down the left here, we're also going to see a new calendar picker. So as I look at that, since I'm on weekly view, up top here, it's going to have the weeks, so I can use these buttons. But then again, on the left, let's say I want to go out to a specific week in January, and let's say on the 20th, it's going to automatically change me to the week of the 20th for me automatically. And then if I wanted to go back to today, just click back to today. So same controls are still there for the month view. You can change it to go to different months, and as you click on a day in a month, then it'll update the calendar or that monthly to that specific date that you clicked on. So I'm going to change back to week here. I'm going to go back to today. And then something else we're going to take a look at underneath this calendar is our quick and new custom filters. So the quick filter is going to be available to any subscription level. So every user that logs in is going to be able to use these quick filters. As we get into the custom filters, those are only available to our enterprise and professional level customers, not our essential level customers. So if you are an essential level customer, you are going to see a lock on that custom filter when we click in there. But if you want to learn more or want to maybe contact us and take it for a test drive, let us know and reach out to our support team, and we'll be happy to figure something out for you. So as I look at the quick filters here, I'm going to see either my work and my teams. So by default, it's going to be on my work, which is basically going to show you on this calendar any strategic activities. So those tactics, action items, KPIs that you are the owner of. So over here, I'm logged in as Susan Harris right now. I have my work selected. So it's telling me today I have all of this work to do, and I need to get through it. So remember, as we click on these, I can go ahead and get that slide out on the right, and maybe I need to do an update, so I can come in here and add a progress note if I needed to do that update or whatever that update consisted of. So just remember that slide out, so I can hover to see some information. Next month, we're actually going to have a larger format of the cards that's going to have some of this information, more useful information on the actual cards instead of the hover when you're on the week view. So that'll be a nice enhancement as well as we clean up this screen. So then let's take another look at the other filter, my teams. So my work, my teams. So your administrator for your Envision system may have set up teams, and that basically groups people or users together. So going on my teams is going to show me like any team that I am a member of. It's going to show me any work owned by anybody on those teams. So teams is a good way to group users and group work together, so you can see what's important to not only yourself but also those that you're working closely and directly with on your team. So my work, my teams, those are the quick filters. As we go down here, you can also include collaboration, which is simply going to not only include the work that you own, but it's also going to include the work where you are a collaborator. And same thing with my teams, you can toggle that on as well. By default, that'll be toggled off, so you're only going to see the work that you own. And then down the left here, you would see whatever plans that you have work in. So I have 4 plans listed here. the background of these plans essentially is represented on these little cards here with the background color. So I know this one is a balanced scorecard. I know this one is a Globex, and so on. So just the color coding helps you depict or be able to visualize what work is part of what plan. All right, so let's dive into these custom filters now. So as I click on custom filter, you're going to see I already have some filters set up here down below. Yours is going to come out with no filters. You basically have to click add new filter to start adding your first filter. So filter name, I'm just going to call this December demo, whatever the name is. And then as I read down this messaging here, it's going to tell me that filtering narrows down results by only including items that match the specified criteria. You can filter by the following categories: plans, owners, teams, and tags. Select any combination of criteria across one or multiple of these categories, and then the logic applies the or within each of these categories. For example, in plans, if I have 2 plans selected, it's going to say, is there anything in plan A that is matching, or is there anything in plan B? So it's going to look across both of those options. And then it's going to apply an and logic between the categories. So as we take a look here, I'm just going to add a plan, and let's say I want to look at our OKR plan. I'm going to leave this on all items real quick. We'll come back to that. And I'm going to do plans, and let's say I want Scoops demo. I'm going to leave that on all items again. So now let's say maybe I want to get a little more detailed. So now I can click owners, and I want to look at anything that maybe, just I can't find it. Let's look it up. Look up Richard. So this is going to tell me that, hey, look for all of the work in the OKR plan, all of the Scoops plan, but only return me work that is owned by Richard. So it's doing, or up here in either of these plans, but Richard has to own it. If I had another user here, it'd be Richard or Matt Heggelund. So return work that's owned by Richard or Matt. So just kind of giving you a little helpful hint there about how that logic works. Up top here, when I have a plan selected, you'll see it over here on all items. What that's going to allow you to do is if you wanted to look up a specific kind of location in your plan, you can select a location here. So if I want to look at, I have a strategy set up for sales and marketing, I can go ahead and choose that, and that's only going to show me the work that is under that specific category. And if I delete these other ones out, that filter is going to be specific to any strategic activities under this sales and marketing strategy or segment. Whatever the location is, you can kind of specify it if you know the name. So as I go down here, we're going to have owners, so that you can choose who you want to include, or multiple owners. So maybe I want to look at the work of 2 specific people, and I don't really care what plan. I just want to look at the work that Matt owns, work that Susan owns, and I only want work from those 2. So I can just choose those 2, and what it'll do is I don't have to define the plans unless I wanted to specify plans. It's just going to automatically know what plans they have work in and return those plans in the filters for me. Similar to back on the quick filters, we do have the include collaboration toggle. And then if we go down here, you can do teams. So again, that teams concept where I can say, hey, I just have a sales and marketing team. That's only going to show me things that are owned by users or members of that sales and marketing team. And then we do have the concept of tags here. So these are the category tags. So I have a category tag for growth. That's going to show me any work across any plans that has that tag of growth. So again, really powerful stuff here to be able to narrow in and really customize the filter just how it's named. So down here, obviously we have delete once it's created. You can cancel out. We have save, which will leave me on this screen. And then also a save and apply. So as I go through here, you'll see I have my December demo one, but I also have some other filters here. So if I let's say, want to look at just critical success factors. So in our scoops plan, we're using our critical success factors. I can go ahead and edit this filter, and you'll see that I've selected the scoops plan, and then I've selected those specific critical success factors that I want to look at. So that's showing me the work, any work that is tied or connected to a critical success factor from there. Again, you can edit the filter once you have it selected. To change the filter, you'll go here, and let's say I want to look at, you know, my direct reports. So I've created a filter for my direct reports. I can see what plans are automatically displayed here, what owners are included, and if I edit this filter, you'll see that I've created a filter that's going to return work from all of these different users. So maybe I could use this filter and this kind of view, if you will, for a weekly meeting with my team. We can go through and say, literally go through each one of these and say, what is it that's holding us up? Or maybe you only want to look at the red ones. You can click on through in the red ones and, what's the latest progress note on this? Oh, we don't have any. So maybe we need to do an update while you have the team. Don't just put it on somebody to go back to their desk and update it, but you can actually, add the note here, what have you. So you can kind of go through here and use that right slide out as a real great convenient tool to get a quick summary, do some updates from here without having to leave the screen and save you an enormous amount of clicks as you navigate and use this screen. But I think the custom filters allows you to kind of define what you want to see. Obviously on the weekly view, you can get honed in on what's important for you or your team for that given week. Maybe it's this week, maybe it's next week, whatever it is, you have full control with this date range and being able to easily change it. So I really think there's some powerful stuff in here, some really cool use cases to drive your adoption, to drive kind of that accountability. If you're maybe struggling with adoption, this can be one of those things where, again, you're using and defining custom filters, using Envision in meetings with your one-on-one, maybe with your manager, where your manager can pull this up and you and him can go through all of the strategic work that you're responsible for and stay on top of it together, because at the end of the day, it's all about teamwork and collaboration. And I think this custom filter functionality definitely serves that purpose. And if you want some additional help or any questions, definitely reach out to us. We'll be more than happy to walk you through some different use cases or how you could possibly use this screen for what you are going through. All right, so let's go ahead and take a look at some other improvements here, and we're going to leave the work center. So I'm going to go back to my dashboard, and then in the search up here, I'm just going to leave this open, and I'm going to search everything. And what we're going to notice here is on the search page, nothing's really changed, but as I click through here, if I want to click on this progress note, you're going to see that it's going to pop this progress note up. I'm going to cancel out of that, but also popped open this right slide out. We're kind of calling this the summary slide out, if you will. So it's going to slide that out for me. I can check things out if I need to from here. And then if I need to get more detail, I can click Open a Navigator, which is going to take me to the Navigator. But as you scroll through and you really, let's say I want to look at these key performance indicators. So now I can access some critical information here on the right, and then without having to leave the screen. Previous versions, I'd actually have to click. It would click in here, and it would take me away from the search page, be able to look at it, and then I'd have to go back into the search, which it'll remember where you were in the search, but it's still kind of not that user-friendly in the past. That you'd have to click in, you'd have to leave the search, and then go backwards. So forcing you at least one or two additional clicks every time you wanted to look for something and some more detail. Now I can just scroll through my list, click on it, and get that right summary slide out that comes out, and is super useful for me. Something else to call out here is on the dashboard. Some of these widgets do use the search page, so the reminders widget is a good one as well, that allows a user to see what the current status of everything they own. And then you can also use this reminders widget for my reminders or all reminders. So as a user, I'm going to leave it on my reminders. I come in, I log in, and I'm like, oops, I got 11 updates to do. I click in here, Previously, you would have to go through, click in, and go into each one and do your update and then have to click back to the search. Now with this, I can click down here, I can add a progress note, I can do any attachments I needed to, and then publish that. So now I can do all of my updates and update those 11 things and just keep clicking through here and doing my updates, clicking through here and doing my updates. So just much more user-friendly, allows you to be more efficient, allowing you to do more things from one screen. So that's a big one that I want to make sure that you're able to kind of recognize and take advantage of. One last update we'll take a look at is when you're creating a new plan. This step 4, I've already advanced the wizard to step 4. This is where you actually build the plan, but we've changed the experience a little bit just to replicate a little bit of the look and feel that you would experience in the Plan Navigator. So as I go down here, you can see I have my segments, my strategies. A really intuitive thing here is if I want to add, another action item or a KPI under this strategy, I can just click the plus sign on that level, and it's going to add whatever I choose to that strategy. So same thing, anytime you see a plus sign, it's always going to add something beneath that. And then we have that tooltip, obviously, to add a child item, which makes it a little easier to see. And then if you needed to move stuff around at certain levels, you can, and you can drag and drop it there by going over that kind of grip icon, if you will. So that's pretty much it for the December release. Again, I encourage you to take advantage of the Work Center, creating some of those custom filters if you are a professional and enterprise subscriber. If you do need some additional help or training beyond this video, we'd be glad to help you through it and figure out how to best implement and give you maybe some best practices based on your specific use case for Envision. So hope you're happy and excited. We got a couple more things planned for the Work Center next month, along with a pretty big integration that we're going to be happy to unveil that I know a lot of customers have been asking for. So some super exciting stuff coming in the new year. We hope you and your family have a happy holiday, and we'll see you back in 2021 with some more cool and innovative stuff to help you and your team execute.